rip off your money.
Well, that was adventurous.
Getting seasick.
Fall into the water.
The price is there.
Do not take a suitcase.
In this video I share tips you should know when visiting Bali or Indonesia and my journey from Bali to Nusa Penida island, the famous Nusa Penida, and the reality of being there, traveling there, how it is there.
I don't care about the rain because it's so humid. Like, this is going to be what I'm going to say in every vlog. It's so humid. It's like, where's the air?
After the gym and after checking out my hostel, I went to get breakfast and I got this amazing smoothie bowl, acai bowl, and it was only €3. Like, seriously, only €3. It was bomb. And you can add also protein powder, but then you need to add 35k in Indonesian rupiahs, which is like another €1.50, almost the whole bowl. But I had my own protein powder, so just okay. I've met quite a lot of travelers and they're like, you're traveling with a suitcase here? I'm like, yeah, but also I have met people who are traveling with suitcases too, and they're traveling for months in Asia, so it's kind of mixed. But yeah, do not take a suitcase. It's a pain in the ass.
So tip number 1, no suitcases, because also you look more like a tourist and every local's like, oh, this person, I can get money out of it. Like, not in like an evil way. I'm not saying Indonesia is really unsafe or blah blah blah, but they will try to kind of rip off your money and you have to bargain there everything. But yeah, just like you won't be as big as a tourist to the locals, like that noticeable like you would be with your suitcase trying to somehow walk in those non-existent streets.
In Indonesia, like, you can't really walk properly. There are no really walking paths, and if there are, they're super tiny. They're kind of broken. The asphalt or whatever is broken. So just don't. It's so hard to walk. Just get a big backpack and just use it as your carry-on. It will make your life 10 times easier. And then I hopped on a scooter. The first few minutes were really scary. I had to drive for at least 30 minutes. And it kind of got a little bit got scammed. I paid 180k, which is 10 euros, to get to the port, where there is the ferry that takes to Nusa Penida. And then I kind of changed drivers. That driver put me on to Gojek drive.
Tip number 2, download Grab and Gojek, and don't accept when the random people on driving taxi, and you're like, okay, and they say huge amount of money, but then with Gojek you could get 3 times as cheaper. Seriously, I got ripped off the first 2 days because I was like, they were like 180k for a 40-50 minutes drive, which is like almost 10 euros. I bet and Grab and Gojek you could get for 3 euros, maximum 4. So yeah, just download those apps and there call the Grab
Driver.
Well, that was adventurous. Don't need to jump out of the airplane. I'm by the Sanur beach. I don't know what time is the ferry to Nusa Penida, but I can't wait. Oh, I see it. I see the island already, even though it's raining, it's overcast. The rain actually is wonderful. No, it's carrying the suitcase though, that's not wonderful.
You just walk where everyone is walking and then you will find it. It's, well, like, see, super beautiful. I went inside and they asked if I have already a pre-booked ticket. I said no. They asked if I'm buying one way or both ways, and one way ticket was 200k, which is again 10 euros. 100k rupees is 5 euros. That's what I have learned. So I had to wait. The ferry was at 3. It was like 4:20.
Continuing, if you want to go from one island to another island, there are ferries every day, but some ferries only ride once a day. For example, from Nusa Penida to Gilis, only one ferry a day, like only one time. And just make sure to set a whole day just to get there, because you will be like, it's just like a ferry, yeah, but getting to the port with the traffic and depending where you're staying and what port it is, you just can ask locals how to what port you have to go to and how to get there. But just go grab. But you go to the ferry place. Okay, maybe you have a time when the ferry is going. It most likely will be delayed. Then you will be in the ferry for like 2 hours, maybe going to the island you want to go, and then you can almost arrive. But then you're waiting in the line because there are many ferries and they go one by one so people can get out. So that all takes the whole day, and then you arrive. It's like, depends on when you leave. 1 p.m., 2 p.m. You can't really go on any tours. I mean, you can. There are some later tours. And also remember that ferries usually go in the mornings. Depends on the islands again, but most ferries in the mornings because it gets dark at 6 p.m. in Bali. So yeah, make sure to reserve a whole day. And the ferry tickets will be one of the most expensive things. Like 15 euros for the ferry ticket. That's for Bali is expensive. And another tip is, if you're already in like a smaller island, there sometimes are people who are like working in those guide places. They can get you even better deals for the ferries than buying it online or going to the ticket office.
So I had quite a lot of time to kill. It also was boring, but when we went out to ride the ferry, the weather kind of cleared out. There were a lot of people because there were many boats. And our boat, we got on it. It took around 1 hour. So quite a long boat ride. I thought it would be quicker, like 30 minutes max.
Maybe don't eat too much before riding the boat because it can get really bumpy, and especially if the weather is not the best. Getting seasick so easily, like you can just read online some reviews there, like people saying that was the worst thing ever. Luckily all my experiences weren't that bad. The worst felt when we were waiting in that line where we're almost getting out. We're still in the sea and then it starts like that. That's when you're like, ugh. Luckily, I had not eaten too much, so just remember that. In one ferry, they did give seasickness pills and free water.
Then we needed to get out of the boat to a smaller boat, but half the people got on that smaller boat and then half the people had no space for it, so they had to call another boat, but there was no communication between the workers, so we had to wait for 20 minutes to get on that boat, and we were scared that our luggage will fall into the water because it looks a little suspicious.
Oh yeah, and on some of the boats, the fast speed boats, there's no AC and it can get really like not breathable and no signal. Depends where you're going, so just keep that in mind. This is no hatred, this is just like to let you know how it is to take a boat to one island from an island to another in Bali.
Because they're literally like a mountain. I little bit already got seasick because we were in that big boat for like a long time waiting for the small boat. But then when I got out, you have to pay kind of travel tax when you get on the island. You have to pay 25k, which was nothing. It's like 1-2 euros. And then I went straight to this place where you can basically put as much food you want on your plate and pay for it.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe I finished it all.
And the fact that was 3 euros and 19 cents. Hell, that's insane. That's awesome. I have their seriously smoothie and it's 5 p.m. That was like dinner, lunch, something. Now I have to go to the hostel, then change. I'm planning going on a run.
Don't be afraid to go to those not so touristy local places to eat. Just be obviously from one side careful because it can be dirty from some places. But like the prices there, it's just like a buffet. You just put as much as you want on your plate, and then she kind of measured how much would I be paying. But it's local food. It's super cheap. Yes, it's no fancy restaurant. But it's like a, I don't know, regular casual place to eat. Nothing like aesthetic Instagram, but so yummy and so cheap.
Don't take luggage. No luggage. This is not luggage approved. Now I'm walking to this road, a short walk to the hostel. This is the road. This is my suitcase. This is the road. This is again the road. Oh my god. Oh my god. This heat. No. I'm getting up. Oh my god. I'm dead.
The roads on the small islands are even worse than in the Bali itself. Like on this island, there's one big road, big, one main road. I mean, and awful. Suitcase so unfriendly, running so unfriendly, walking so unfriendly. There's not much to do on that island, on this island, on Nusa Penida, except go to those popular places which you drive for so long. You go to this crowded place where one side of the photo, what you see on social media, is super beautiful, but the behind the scenes you'll see in the next video. It's not what you see in social media. No hate again, just the reality.
6 p.m. I checked into my hostel and now I'm planning on going on a run. Yeah, and this humidity and in that hill, and there's this prayer going on in the background. Ugh. Running back on that hill won't be fun in the dark, but I can always walk because I'm planning on going to some sort of grocery store in the center and just buying something because I want to run by the beach to the beach and blah blah blah. I don't know how far away, but we'll see, and then just walk maybe back in the dark because it's 6 p.m. What else am I gonna do? Sit inside and do nothing? No, I'm in freaking Nusa Penida, Bali. Let's freaking explore. This doesn't feel real. How is this real?
I made it to the beach. It wasn't too pleasant to run there hard. I've never run that slow in my life. It was also raining, so I didn't know what is sweat and what is rain.
Not really running friendly, if I'm saying honest.
But it also didn't feel like 7K because I was not knowing how far I have to go or all that. But some of the snacks are interesting, but you know what's in the grocery stores? Most of the grocery stores, if there are even grocery stores and not those that are open all the day long, like Circle K, whatever, there are no fresh fruits. No like tempeh, tofu, beans. They're mostly like weird things.
Because I usually just buy things and eat straight, but I can't eat anything without washed hands in Bali. Look at me. I'm literally, oh my freaking god. Oh my god, this is insane. It's like I'm so wet. Everything is dripping, like everything, absolutely everything. I'm walking currently completely in dark back to the hostel as it's on the top of the hill. The quality is really bad, I know that. I just went to a grocery store, tried to buy something. You had to get for a price of 100k to pay with card. And then I went out and I tried to find other places. And then I didn't. Then I was really pissed because no one takes card. And all the smoothie places where the bowls were really small. And then I went back to the grocery store because I decided I could just try to find a local. No, but I could just try to find a tourist and just pay them through Revolut or PayPal. And I found two girls, and I got what I wanted: pasta and cookies. No fruits. They like, what grocery stores don't sell fruits? And then I got that Then I went to PayPal her the money, but the PayPal shows $1.60 fee, and I only had to PayPal her $1.40. So she was like, okay, it's fine, you can just not PayPal it. They were really nice girls. It's so easy to meet people here, like so easy.
Oh yeah, and one of the things is that they don't really have street lights. If it's not like center in some sort of city in Bali, otherwise you saw the clips, it was pitch black and they're like hills. It's dangerous. No lights. Zero. Just life in Indonesia.
And no, I did not feel scared walking in the dark, but then in the evening I just edited and ate almost all my cookies.